Hello, and thank you for joining me. Today, we're going to look on how to set up a self-employed side hustle in 3 simple steps. Assuming you are employed, you have a job, and you decided to earn some extra money by selling services, goods, or whichever you decided to do. Today, we're going to look at the steps to take to make sure you comply with the local tax law and you have the business set up and ready to go. So before we look at the steps to take, I just wanted to take a moment to remind you, if you do like the content of these videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe to support our work and allow us to continue to provide you free tips and updates. So what are the 3 steps that we need to take? Once you are ready to start your new activity, the very first things to do is to register the new activity with HMRC and to receive your UTR number. The UTR number is an identification number that will allow you to file your tax return and to pay any tax due on your earning. This can be done in various ways. You can call HMRC, you can do it online, or you can ask an accountant. For more information, you can refer to other video covering those topics. So once you've registered your activity with HMRC, you should receive your UTR number in the post within the next 10 to 11 days normally, but you can start your activity immediately. And the very next steps to do it is to open a dedicated bank account. Again, we've done another video covering this. It doesn't have to be a business account, it can be a personal account, but ideally it would be dedicated for your activity. Most It's very likely that when you begin your activity, you might have already incurred costs and you paid for those costs through your personal account. That's absolutely fine. You're still going to be able to claim those costs back when it's time to file a tax return. But for simplicity and for practicality, it is advisable that you open a dedicated bank account that you're going to be using to carry out your activity, your day-to-day activity, and you're going to be using the bank account just for the business activity. So that's your second steps. As a first step, you should know your obligation and your deadlines. And we're gonna be looking at this a bit later on. So how will this income be taxed and how is it going to impact your current position, your current status? So first of all, you will pay tax on your net profit, meaning that you will be able to deduct most of the business cost from the revenue that you generate. Again, for more information, please refer to our video looking at what you can deduct as business expenses. So this profit will be added to any employment or any other income for the purpose of determining the applicable tax rate. What does this mean is if you are already a higher rate taxpayer or an additional rate taxpayer, it is likely that any income that you generate through your side hustle will be taxed at high or additional rate. On top of this, if you are also employed, please make sure that you include your employment earning when you submit a tax return because you will need to file a tax return going forward. Those earnings will be reported on your P60 or on your P45, and we'll look in more detail into this on another video. So this is essentially how your additional income from your side hustle will be taxed, how it's going to impact your position. So your employment income will continue to be taxed from through your PAYE from your employment. Nothing is going to change there. And in terms of how much tax you will pay on your side hustle, this will be determined depending on what is your current tax, your applicable tax rate at that for that period, for that fiscal period. So lastly, what are our obligation? What was going to be your obligation going forward? So you will need to be filing a tax return. So every year you will need to file a tax return with HMRC for the periods running from the 6th of April to the 5th of April of the following year. For example, the current tax year will run from the 6th of April 2023 to the 5th of April 2024. The returns will be due by the 31st of January following the end of the fiscal period. For example, for the period ending, let's say the 5th of April 2023, the return and any payment due will be due by the 31st of January 2024. And lastly, you can file your tax return yourself. HMRC does make available to the public some free tools that allow you to file your tax return, or you can simply ask an accountant. The fees that an accountant at the moment generally charge for a simple tax return could vary from the 150 to £100 upwards. This is pretty much everything in terms of setting up your side hustle for tax purposes. If you did find the content useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next video. Thank you.